companies build the right talent by not by going the traditional process of recruitment, but then we do hackathons. Through hackathons, we do the recruitment, we do the talent branding of a particular company, we do various kinds of learn-ups, and we are doing this webinar. So through learn-ups, we build a particular community. The people come, they learn something, they build different things. So this is, we are just changing the entire scenario of recruitment. And so Kushali would have told about jobs for her, but then I think she has a problem, so let me do the part for jobs for her as well. So jobs for her is basically an online connecting portal which enables women to restart their careers, maybe after post-life events like certain breaks. So they give such chances to these women who want to come back to work, but then they face certain difficulties. So Jobs for Her actually is an online portal where they have various job openings. So companies have different jobs, which may be full-time jobs or maybe work from home jobs or maybe freelance projects, which people can choose from the profiles according to their preferences. So they even offer these returnee internships to women. So, Kushali, would you like to brief a bit about jobs for her if you are able to? Okay, so Kushali might not be able to do that. So bring her back, as again I briefed earlier. We are doing this entire webinar to motivate all the women who are looking back to come to work after a career break. So they would be having the family, they would be having the kids, they need to take care of them, how they would be motivated. They would be having many issues like salary issues. They would be drawing a particular salary, and after a break, how do they uh, draw that amount, or they ask that salary from the employer, is a big problem for them. So how do they deal with such issues is a major issue for them. So so today's webinar would be all about that. Our mentors would be briefing you as to how you can motivate yourself, how you can prepare yourself for coming back into the work environment. So today we have two mentors with us, Annapurna Swaroop. So I wouldn't say much about her. I know her personally. I have heard her talk, but ma'am, it would be great if you can just say about yourself.
Arpita?
Yes, hi ma'am. So it would be great if you can just tell about yourself, introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, thank you for this invite, and I'm having a is I myself being a woman and have been in industry for the last 20 years in the area of human resources, and the corporate life and managing home and career. And I'm glad in seeing that I contribute for getting more women to the workforce. I think I should stop with this and begin.
Okay, thanks Annapurna ma'am. Ma'am, if you can just try again sharing your webcam, just click on the webcam. I think now you would be able to do that.
I'll be able to
Just
do
try
that.
once.
I'm
Just try once now. And we have a second mentor, Mr. Ranjan Kumar. So he is the founder and CEO of Entropic Tech. And Ranjan, it would be great if you can just tell us a brief about yourself. You would be the best person.
Sure. Thanks, Pita, for the invite. Really glad to be here. So, I'm otherwise a chemical engineer, but been an entrepreneur for around 4 years now. Prior to that, total around 8 years of experience in various roles of project management and otherwise mostly all sort of areas. Being a founder, you always are into all sort of areas to work with. So great to be here. I think over my experience, something that I've very clearly found is that this is such a big part of the workforce that can never be left out. and hence that's my motivation to bring that subject over here.
Right, Ranjan. So thank you, Annapurna and Ranjan.
Yeah.
Ranjan, would you like to continue a bit more about what you do?
So currently I run this company called as Entropic Technologies. It's a machine learning platform, a core tech platform working on some patented techs. Basically, we are working on sensor modeling and stuff like that, building some SaaS products. Prior to this, I worked with Citrus Payments. I was heading business for that, which recently got an exit of all cash deals, like one of the finest exits. So I have worked in the genre of big companies like ITC, ONGC prior to that. I worked in a company like Citrus, which is when I joined, I was the 15th guy in the company, and now it's a massive 400, 500 people company. Uh, have been into 20 people setup also prior to this when I started my own company. And right now, Entropic, the second sprint as an entrepreneur is around the 20 people company. So yeah, so different size of companies, and I think my experience more than space has varied around the scale at which and at different stages of companies as it come around. So from startup to a corporate or a enterprise. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot, Annapurna, and thanks a lot, Ranjan. So we have a few participants with us, but taking the fact that it's a Saturday morning, we have a few people with us. So, but no issues. We would start off with our questions. The process is very familiar to our ladies who want to apply back. So they have to sign up on Venturesity. They have to create their personal profile on Jobs for Her, and they can apply for the desired jobs till 12th of November. 12th of November is the last date. And then they have already attended the first webinar. They are about to attend the second webinar. You ask as many doubts you can ask to our mentors. Get all your doubts clear, get mentored, get motivated, and then the next process would be taken forward by Jobs for Her, how you apply to jobs, how you get assessed, how you get retrained. So we have Ranjan and Annapurna, we have prepared a certain FAQs, like some of the common queries which people generally have in their minds, which they have as a doubt as to when they start their career after a particular break. So one of the main question is, how do such ladies or women present the break in their resume? What is the best possible way to present this break in the resume?
Uh, so, Annapurna ma'am, you'll like to answer that? I think that's pretty much in your space. Abhita, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Annapurna ma'am is not audible.
Okay, so I'll take.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, you're audible. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, you want me to tell?
Yes, so do you want me to repeat the question again?
Yeah, please, I think somewhere it's breaking.
Yeah, so Ranjan and Annapurna ma'am, one of the main questions which women particularly have in their mind when they are about to join work after a long break is, how do they present the break in their resume? What is the best possible way to present the break in their resume?
Ma'am, you're going ahead for the answer or like? Again, I think she'll come.
I think she has a problem back.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I think I'll take that one. So, I take Arpita on that is there is no need to present as such a break. So my experience of hiring has been that uh, there is a genuine reason in which whatever reasons it may be, it's maybe that's at least in the startup world it's pretty straightforward, accepted. And you have to, I think, being honest about it that yes, this is a break and this is what I took for it, being confident about it helps. For whatever reason, you took a time off for because of your marriage or you were in a maternity, those kind of things, those kind of breaks you were supposed to take. So I think businesses and companies and corporates all understand that part. So I don't see that as a big deal. Unless the break is really very long. The break is really long, then I think it has to be backed by something else as your own that you are trying to do. So I'm sure that if there is a break of 7 to 8 years, then probably you would say that yes, if there's maternity leave or things like that, it's a year or so. But if your break is like a 7 year or 8 year, then probably the best way to present it is to be backed by some of the projects that you were trying to pursue at that particular point in time. So I think that's something means your progressiveness is something that interviewer is interested in. But have you lost it or you still have, or at least you were trying to also.
Right. So thanks a lot, Ranjan, for answering the question. Annapurna ma'am, are you able to hear me?
I don't think she's.
Yeah, is it audible?
Yeah, it's audible now.
Hello, Arpita.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible now. We would really like you to answer this question as well.
So, well, I agree to what Ranjan is saying that about the breaks, how do we present our breaks during, I mean, what should I put it in my CV while telling about the breaks. But if supposing there is a longer period of break, the expectation of the employer is that to know what a candidate has really done during that period to upgrade their skills, or what else has been, any higher education or any, latest Ranjan puts forth their upgradations apart from justifying or apart from telling that, okay, I have taken this break either for taking care of my children or my parents or my own health issues, that apart, they should also be able to take additional skills or something of that sort, because that would create a greater interest for the prospective employer to see that how genuinely the candidate has utilized that break to upgrade oneself to coming back to the career. So this is something which whatsoever they would have done, so they should not demean that qualifications or those hobbies or those whatsoever they have taken during the time. They should see that they capture every bit of the thing and they present it in a very structured way to the prospecting employers.
Right, ma'am. So I think the first question has very nicely been answered. So again, one of the second best doubt which comes to a person's mind is when they are starting a career after a long break is the employer may ask that why should I choose you rather than somebody who has been up to date with the technologies or who has been working all the time, rather than choosing somebody who has been on a break, who has lost touch with work. So what should be the best answer for this question?
So, Arpita, I think that if I would be that person, I would be very straightforward, trying to find my foot in the door and say that the best answer is probably to seek for a small opportunities like an internship or something where you get a chance to prove things, and from there you shoot it yourself up. So it's very straightforward that if somebody asks if that's being the question, the answers vary in different kind of roles also, and in different segments. There are different answers to that. But probably the best answer is that yes, there is a in a short time period somebody is there or a currently employed person you can take, but there are two parts to work. One I think is the intent and the intent and the aggression with which you want to bring back your career, and you are genuinely interested in committing yourself towards something. That's the only thing which is probably gonna win over anyone who is rather already having a job and in troubleshooting and complacent. So I'll give you examples. So in my company, we had a couple of we prefer to at times hire certain freshers over freshers who has been looking for internships over like a 3-year, 4-year experience developers, for the very reason that we know that they are committing themselves towards it. As a startup, you want people who are more committed and hardworking than, and it's a mix of both, but you always want that over sheer brilliance but compensated set of people. So I believe that asking for an opportunity of window to say that, okay, let me try me out for 3 months or a 6 months internship period, assign me clear objectives, and test me in that, and there's nothing for you to lose. I think that opening that window of opportunity is seeing is believing. If I see you working in certain ways, that's how I know that you're good. And otherwise, howsoever way we talk, it will never be enough for somebody to be convinced that yes, you are better, or somebody who's already working is a better person for the role.
Right, Ranjan. So you answered the question perfectly. Annapurna ma'am, would you like to tell something on this?
Yeah. Saying that why I should be considered over others. So one is this, I mean, as a candidate, you need to be prepared for answering such questions, because definitely you have taken some break. So there are opportunities, there are for every chance, for every interview one would face, this is something which would be there as a challenge in front of them, being asked by the employers, telling that, yeah, I would have a lot of other people, but then why I should consider you. So I would say that a candidate should be prepared to understand where he or she, where she stands in process. You know, these two are something which, yes, definitely someone would see at, and they would be during that time of the interview is the attitude which the one person has got. So that is what the candidate should this is my attributes which I have got. I have included all this. Though I have taken this break, however, I have improved on my knowledge and my skills. I know I can catch up on this because I have a great learning agility, or I have good interpersonal skills, or some of these attributes. These attributes are something which she could polish on, present it on, and tell that that's where I can stand. I stand an opportunity to get over these things. When they're being presented as a holistic way of telling that I'm good at this, but however, yes, I know I have taken a break, and I can pick up all those things, or I have the capabilities of doing all this. So that is where then she would stand a better chance to be proven.
Yeah, right, ma'am. So thanks a lot, Ranjan and Anpuna ma'am, for answering the second question as well. So we have one participant with us, Lisa. Would you like to ask something to our mentors? If you have any doubts in mind, you can just type down your question in the chat box below. Okay, so Meanwhile, if Lisa is typing her question, so I would like to ask one more question to both of our mentors is, what can people do in the break to ensure that they are still employable after a particular period of time, as to what skills they can build upon, if some courses they can join, what can be those courses, so that they can portray the resume very well to the employer.
I think that uh, gone are the days when the courses or things were required that you have to actually pursue a course or a degree to acquire knowledge. I think everything is open source, and now you have YouTube, you have hundreds and thousands of things. I think what is very important is one to choose a consistent story, which is primarily meaning that there has to be a connect between where you were to where you want to reach. Uh, Many times we see that people try to do a lot of jobs which is haphazardically aligned, and it doesn't give a clear picture of why you did this uh, when you wanted to reach here. I think that's one of the major challenges. So a person, if he's, so let's say if I have been a software developer and then I took a break of 5-6 years in my time. Meanwhile, what I learned is there is all sort of stuff out in the open, right from different kind of courses which are there, or YouTube channels which are there, or there are enough books. So I think upgrading yourself skill set wise is one. Second, you have to look at that consistency of story, as in where you were to where you want to go. If that is how you are building, whether you are building as a part of being a company or even not being a part of company, I think it still sends the right message that here's the person who is having a career intent. This is what she wants to reach, where she wants to reach, and these were the things that where she was, and then these are the certain steps that she has taken while her break, and hence she has reached here. By the time this whole connected story is there, I think that works fine.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ranjan. Annapurna ma'am, are you there? Your voice is going away again and again. Okay, cool. So I think Ranjan has really answered this question well. So one more very important question which always comes up in the minds of both the employer and the employee is that somebody was working for a particular package before taking a break. And when she comes back to work, the employer always has the doubt that I should not offer her more than she was taking home. I should offer her less. So how does the employee justify herself? How does she ask for a better pay package? So this is always a question which has revolved in the minds of women who have taken a break. So Ranjan and Annapurna, please help us in answering this question.
Uh, sure. So I think that my single advice would be that if you've taken a long break, look for a startup which is consistent to your story. Corporates primarily will have a lot of hierarchies and structures built, but startups are amazing places where people are valued a lot more, and your opportunity is really valued to a different scale.
Right.
Having said that, the most interesting part is that the startups struggle with a lot of talents, and they cannot afford a lot of things, where your individual contribution and your learning curve can be really good. So having said that, basically startups as in any space which interests someone. Uh, uh, as far as salaries are concerned, I think what is more important is a role where you have substantial width of exploring what you are interested in, rather than going for a like a salary driven uh, brackets. And I'm sure that the nature of startups as it gets built is that gradually you start taking shape, and your salary and things rise exponentially as well. So it would be a hard one, but it is, I think, one of the best way to bring things on track, both with salary as well as your skill sets.
Right, Ranjan. Thanks a lot. Annapurna ma'am, we would really want to hear from you on this question because you yourself have done recruiting since a longer time. So how do you handle such a employee who has taken a break, and how do you handle the salary part?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the thing is, we had come across a lot of situations when there are breaks and people come back, and then this is a very pertinent, question, and we. So definitely, one is a point where we have to check what role fixes for the person, because at times what could also happen is the role which the person was doing earlier might have not been existence anymore, or they could have been enlarged, or some other changes could have happened. So we would not, see that there is discrepancy or the discrimination. What is the job evaluation market for that role? Is she on par or not? It is not something that she has to compare previous versus present packages. It is better to compare level what she's bringing onto the table, whether she is market comparatively okay or not. Once she's feeling, then I can take it. If she goes back on a comparison vis-a-vis what she was drawing earlier, look at the roles what you're taking right now, whether it's market comparable. To take up something that you enhance this, you pretty well know that you're coming up with this package, with this much more competent on again negotiating or renegotiating with your present employer or the future employers, or not comparing what earlier versus present. Yeah.
Yeah, Annapurna ma'am, you can carry on.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that's what I'm,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ranjana and Annapurna, for answering this question. So, Annapurna ma'am, this question is actually basically for you. From an employer point of view, what are your concerns in employing such a person who's returning back to work? What are your major concerns? We have always talked about people who are coming back to work, but then we also have to understand HR's perspective as to what are your major concerns when you go for recruiting a particular lady who has taken a break for say 3 to 4 years.
I think I lost something in the between. You're asking what are the major concerns for a HR to recruit people?
Correct. Yes. Right. Annapurna ma'am. Okay. So Ranjan, can you, at least I know you're a tech guy, but then can you help us answer this question a bit till Annapurna comes, her bandwidth is clear?
Yeah, so I think currently when as a founder of a company, one thing that you have to be always closely associated with, and that's recruitment. To my experience, what I have understood and realized is that one of the major concern is generally that how two parts. One is how that person has upgraded herself or himself from the time that one actually left from the work. So it's just that concern that so let's say somebody from a tech standpoint was at a different point where different kind of languages and stuff was there, and now things have changed fairly. So has the basic concepts and the confidence around that has gone by, or it's still there? Uh, so I think that that upgrade or the core essence is still there or not there is something that we still look for, and I think that that's something which is a major challenge. Second, I think in terms of confidence, I think that matters a lot as well. See how much you know, and those things are there, and one can learn. But your confidence about learning itself is sometimes a very challenging thing, and you will find that a lot of people are having this major challenge that they're not confident that they can like come back and be neck to neck with the peers. So I think everything is a matter of their own confidence about their subject knowledge or their growth or how they can upgrade, even about learning. So if somebody is ready to upgrade and is really confident, you would love to provide opportunity for them to learn and perform.
Right, Ranjan. Thanks a lot. Annapurna ma'am, it would be great. Actually, this is your question, but then we're just losing track of the audio from your end. So we'll just wait for a few seconds.
Are you able to hear now?
Yeah, it's fine now, please.
Okay. Let me try. We have seen more uh, is, their mental but then when they come and sit for the interviews, most of them are very low on their even for whatsoever reasons they feel that they have lagged something very behind compared with their peers. Some of these factors which we have seen that which make them feel enough to jobs and all. So it is not, especially when and the preparation which one takes to come back. It is that okay because maybe they feel that one single person salary is not enough, or I have to do something. This I want to take career and all. However, when we go on probing to understand what is your keen interest, okay, why you would like to come back to the job, or what is that you wanted to do. There is a lot of preparation which has to be done, but they don't come prepared. And the second thing is their confidence levels are very low, and their self motivation is not there at most of the times, thinking that okay, if I get it, I get it, and they're quite disturbed. They're very much disturbed by not knowing. They're unsure whether we should do or we should not do. So these are certain interviews telling that, okay, what am I really prepared or not prepared, and things like that. You need to know why I'm going back to the career. What is it in for me? What could I get out of this job? Or how would I be more productive on the job, or how would I place myself on the job. These are certain things that come with a very positive reinforcement of themselves, and that is where then they can make an impact. She is taking a break, define the break, why the break has been taken, and genuine to the table for discussions. I think then there is no way that they cannot get back to the second career opportunity.
Okay. So I think that answers the question very well from both of you. So it was a real nice session with some of the common questions which you guys answered. We have recorded the session. Whatever you spoke, we will forward it to all our participants. Let them hear what you have to say about this. And I will be sending them your mail IDs in case of any concerns. They can always reach out to you in case they have any doubts technically or mentally, whatever they have. I can always forward your mail IDs if that's okay with both of you. Sure. Thanks a lot. So I think I should wind up now. Thanks a lot, Annapurna ma'am. Thanks a lot, Ranjan. It was really a motivating session.
Welcome.
Annapurna ma'am, you would want to say something before we close?
Hello? Yeah?
Yeah, Annapurna ma'am, would you like to say something before we close?
Definitely, Arpita, see whatever this one you have taken up one cause or one area to work for Jobs for Her for the second career. I think this is to for the women to come back to the careers, to whatever I can contribute to that. I am always there for them. They can reach out to me and they so definitely I'm volunteering myself for this and
Right. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Ranjan, please do share a few words before we close the day.
Sure. I think it's a very important subject. As in, if you see the whole workforce, this is a part of the workforce which is not so well capitalized so far in any segment, where huge amount of potential is there. So it's an amazing initiative by you guys, based on which, like, I think that some remarkable changes will happen. My message to the people who are looking out for joining and after a break and really reviving their career for different reasons is there are no good and bad CVs, no good and bad resumes. There are only fit and misfit resumes. So knowing your resume, knowing your capabilities well is the first step of it. And then identifying an opportunity which fits well with your capabilities is the second part of it, and being confident is most important of all. So if these three things are well taken care, there's no reason why somebody cannot bounce back.
Right, absolutely right. So thanks a lot to both of you for sparing some time on a Saturday to do this. We are sure our ladies who are looking back to join to work would love to hear from both of you. We will be sharing the video. So we would close for the day. Thank you, Ranjan. Thank you, Annapurna ma'am.
Yeah, thanks, Abhijit.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Take care.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.